Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Links Golf Club podcast, a conversation and today deep dive show about our wonderful club and the world of golf. I'm Gregory, your host, and as always, I'm joined by my friends Cooper and Chris. But today, 2 episodes in a row, we have an extra special guest, LinksDAO co-founder Mike Dudas. Gentlemen, how are we feeling today?
Good. Really good. Happy to be here with you all again. It's been an exciting week so far.
Yeah,
I'm
pumped.
I'm feeling really good. Got a little snow outside, but dreaming of golf season. We're only a couple months away there here in the Northeast.
It'll get here sooner than we think, I hope. Chris, how you feeling over
Warm-
there in Connecticut?
Good.
Cold outside, warm vibes inside. A lot going on, like keeping us busy. So we're going to get into some of that today, I'm sure.
We absolutely will. Cooper, anything you want to announce before we get started?
If you're watching this is part 2. Make sure to watch part 1. And of course, log into Clubhouse and access all of the awesome things that we're doing at Links right now. That's clubhouse.links.golf, where you can complete your profile, get everything that we're talking about here today.
Absolutely. Let's get into it, guys. If you've been following along, you know LinksDAO just made 2 massive announcements. Our first U.S. course, Hillcrest Country Club, and the launch of Links Coin. So if you haven't watched the episode about Hillcrest, please go do so. A lot of great tidbits in there. But today we're taking a deep dive into Links Coin, what it is, why we're launching it, and what it means for the future of LinksDAO. We'll break down the details, answer some key questions, and talk about how this fits into our long-term vision. Hillcrest is obviously a huge deal too. So again, go check out that episode. But today is all about Links Coin. So to get us started, Mike, can you just walk us through why is LinksDAO doing a coin right now?
Yeah. So all you can start broad as now, which is why is Links doing a coin? So the project, obviously, the genesis project, was a tweet in late 2021, December, that we were going to buy a top 100 golf course in the US. And obviously we're delivering on that promise now and really excited about it. But the other thing that we promised from a very, very early point in the project is that we were going to be as inclusive as possible and reach as many people as we possibly could. And from the earliest days of the project, memes were a absolutely critical part of it. We had a meme with Tiger and a kid, and it was kind of like Web3 meets golf. And it was a very, very different era back then. What Web3 kind of meant when we started this project, it was largely focused around NFT enabled communities. And so obviously the first form factor and still, the core way for people to participate with LinksDAO is by owning the LinksDAO NFTs. That being said, those are finite. And so, we have fewer than 10,000 of them, and that makes it difficult to reach our full mission of touching, as many golfers, golf lovers, and crypto lovers as we can around the world. So, since very early days, right after we did the initial NFT launch and sale, we said, and we received a lot of feedback from the community, hey, the price, and people who weren't in the community, hey, the price of entry is how, right? I want to participate. I want to be a part of this. But there's a finite number of NFTs. And hey, it's hard for me to join with my resources. And being a project that wants to be very democratic and reach as many people as possible, if someone who might be being introduced to golf for the first time, we said, hey, we'd love to drop a token and allow folks who purchase that token to be a part of this wonderful community and the culture that we're creating. Unfortunately, 2022 was also a year in which a number of really frustrating, in hindsight, sad and sort of catastrophic events happened within the crypto industry. We had things like the Luna Terra crash, Celsius blowing up, Gemini Earn and digital currency blowing up, Bureau's Capital. It just kept going, and it ended late 2022 with FTX fraud. And so during that year, as those things were successively happening, the regulatory environment obviously started to look, they're not favorable for blockchain tokens. And we were advised by many folks, hey, this isn't the right time. But what is exciting about the core team, about this project, about the community, is that we're here for the very, very long run, right? Like, we deeply, deeply believe that this kind of coalescing of community in golf globally, accessible to anybody, is a trend that's only going to grow. And we've seen it, with the introduction of the professional level of things like live golf, so new professional golf. We have new golf form factors on TV, day and night now. A lot of amateur and influencer stuff happening. I mean, just a time of great reinvention in golf. So fast forward a couple of years, we have a new administration from the president all the way through Congress that's much more receptive to the notion of token launches. And so we feel, one, there's an environment in which we now can be more inclusive of more people without kind of looking over our shoulders, wondering if this state or that government, is going to start sort of what I would say is a frivolous inquiry into, something that we're doing that's very democratic and even, adding more folks to the community, and was always our original mission. And we've seen just a consistent demand from our core community to bring on their friends, to bring on more people anyway. So, now we are delivering on the core premise and the core purpose of the project, which was buy a U.S. golf course, in addition to obviously the Scottish golf course that we already own. We felt like it was a perfect time to expand the community to a much broader group of people. And so we're super excited. And in addition to that, we have the ability to give that token to the folks who have also been along with us for the ride. So existing members can now kind of participate in this community in multiple ways, both via their utility, NFT membership and holder based, and then through ownership of a linked culture coin and sort of community token. So it's really, really exciting. It's going to broaden the group of folks who can participate. And we think it lines up with the broader crypto trends, the broader golf trends that we're seeing in the market. The last piece on the crypto trends is this notion of tokenizing everything, right? We've seen just an explosion over the last year in meme coin launches, in more than meme coin launches, things like Pengu, which are community coins, AI tokens, like tokens tied to ideas, Rect coin, tokens tied to kind of like the intangible value of brands. So we're just really, really excited. I'm super, super excited, given the power of the Links brand, the demand from our existing community, and all the folks outside of it who've been sort of clamoring this for a long time to allow them to participate by virtue of, sort of acquiring or, getting access to a Links token, either by earning it, by receiving it for holding existing assets that we have, et cetera. So it's just a really exciting time, and we're just growing.
Yeah.
When to your last point, Mike, you mentioned a lot of the other things kind of going on. I think the people listening to this probably have heard or have seen a ton of different things related to tokens or coins going on, right? Various meme coins launching, other communities launching coins, so on and so forth. Like how would you characterize how this fits in, how the Links coin fits into the ecosystem, or what other, what folks may be seeing out there already?
Absolutely. So when we originally launched LinksDAO, the idea was spawned by other things that we were seeing in the market, right? Constitution DAO, which was getting a group of people together towards a common goal. And then Flyfish Club, which was an NFT enabled membership. And we were like, well, why don't we merge the two of those together? A bunch of folks, a bunch of capital, and then an NFT membership. Let's bring that together. And golf's just the absolute perfect place to do that. And we did it, right? We did it with conviction, and we've delivered on that sort of first phase of what I think is an incredible project. 3 years later, the next phase of this is, okay, well, how do we go out to the world, the broader audience? And so the things that have happened over the last year, but certainly over the last few months, I mean, the president of the United States has basically launched a Bitcoin called Trump. That's a collectible, right? It doesn't have any sort of direct value, but if you're a Trump fan, if you're a Trump voter, if you're somebody who likes Trump, he's now saying you can use Trump to buy merchandise on his site, right? Stuff like that. Yeah. we just saw over the past week, Stool Presidente, the Barstool Sports folks, Dave Portnoy, basically not launch his own token, but sort of start adopting tokens under his name and bringing them out to a mass audience of people who are sports lovers. And it's called Barstool Sports. That's what he represents. So it's just a really exciting time. The Eagles, obviously just won the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley is, into crypto and, participates. So it's just something where we feel that the moment is right, the vibes are right. And what we actually see, what I see lacking in the market and the team see lacking in the market is there's actually not a great community coin for sports. You have sort of some team tokens. There's a platform called Chili's that has like team and fan tokens, but they're tied to very specific brands. They're not as community participatory. You don't actually see you don't see many tokens around, like, again, a common interest, a common sports interest. And you do in a lot of other areas, right? There's a token called Bonk that's for people who love, it's a community coin for Solana, developers, traders, people who participate in that community. You have literal made up communities, right? And then what you're also seeing is people at the highest levels of business, of enterprise, of invention, and innovation, sort of adopting meme coins. So you see Elon with Doge, and literally called a new government agency. It's Sotan, I believe, Treasury called it, Doge after the Doge meme coins, sort of a double entendre. So you have absolute mass adoption and understanding of these things. The fastest growing startup in the history of technology from a revenue perspective is a meme coin launchpad called Pump.Fun that's made over $500 million in under a year. So the people are very, very excited about meme coins, about what they represent. But what I think there's been is a lack of credible brands with long-term commitment to their communities, demonstrated long-term commitment to their communities, who are launching meme coins. And so make no mistake about it, Links is a meme coin. Some people use different terms for those. You can call it a culture coin, you can call it a community coin, but the idea is the same, right? It doesn't have tangible value. I'm not promising, and you're not promising a direct utility. We're not really focused on things like speculation and price appreciation. What we're focused on purely is giving people the opportunity to purchase something or acquire something and participate with a group of like-minded people that they want to spend time with, who have a common and shared interest. And again, we have not seen this in sports yet. I think golf is the best game for it. It's a game athletes of almost every other sport play as their second pastime. You could play it for your entire life. It's a global game. It's one of the most global games, unlike, for example, American football. And so it's a really, and the last thing is, it's something that we believe needs to be democratized, like we've said since late 2021, and is becoming so, and is becoming more participatory. And we think this can serve as a vehicle to connect people. And so the first steps we'll be taking around that are in our extremely active LinksDAO Discord, creating a special place where people can communicate because they're Links token holders, where they can communicate, where they can organize things together. And they know this brand. They probably know, folks that they have in common. So that's the starting point. And then what's exciting is with many of these tokens, you have no idea where it goes after that, right? So the idea is that people are going to start to meet. They're going to define what that community, what that culture means. It's just going to be amazing to watch that flourish.
Absolutely. So let's transition in, and Mike, thank you so much for going through that. Let's transition in a little bit to kind of more the nuts and bolts of the tactical side of the coin. Cooper, could you just walk us through we'll start kind of high level, like explain to us sort of what the coin actually is, like what the mechanics are, who is eligible to get it, just walk us through the mechanics of the coin.
Yeah, as Mike was saying, we've been witnessing a lot of stuff in the ecosystem and learning a lot, not only from our own experience with Links, but from other projects, people who are launching concepts like this. So of course, our leisure and global memberships are non-fungible tokens. They're on the Ethereum blockchain. So we've decided to stay on the EVM, which is the Ethereum virtual machine, for this launch by launching with Base, which is Coinbase's layer 2 blockchain ecosystem on Ethereum. So Ethereum users, those of our members who have, tokens, they will find Base incredibly easy to use. They'll find it familiar. They can use their same wallet addresses and software like MetaMask or Coinbase Wallet, but without some of the high gas fees associated with the Ethereum L1. So we're really, really stoked to be working with Base on this launch, and we will have tutorials and how-tos to come out about how you go through your token claim and the best ways to, go from Ethereum L1 to the Base L2 and all of that. We'll have a good walkthrough for you there, but you should find most of it pretty self-explanatory if you've done transactions on the Ethereum blockchain. That being said, Links will be an ERC20 token. Some ERC20 tokens you may have heard of are USDC or Tether, ApeCoin, or other meme coins like Shiba Inu, Pepe, or Mog, right? So it's a familiar token standard on Ethereum. Very, very tried and true, and easy to interact and operate with. As for the allocation, right, there's going to be 18 billion of these coins that are going to be minted or generated. The largest amount, 33%, I'm really excited about this, is going to our LinksDAO community. So by and large, this is going to be a fun, exciting launch for our members, right? A full third of the token supply for our members. We are dedicating 15% of the supply to partner communities and growth. So what that means is we're looking to find every golfer we can with a crypto wallet and then onboard a ton more golfers that don't have crypto wallets. Mike, you mentioned Portnoy's launch. I had friends coming out of the woodwork being like, how do I get involved? How do I get on the chain with these coins? Sports fans love this stuff, right? So golfers are going to love this. We want to welcome them in. But we're also going to reward our OG Ethereum partners, like we announced Bored Ape Yacht Club and Yuga ecosystem, the Doodles, the Penguins, NBA Top Shot, Floor and Rally folks, Wrecked, and then some of our friends from the world of golf like Bettinardi and others. But we also are building a mechanic where you, as a Links member, can invite your own crypto foursome to participate in this. So if you go to Clubhouse, you can log in, you can add and invite folks who are not yet Links members to get an allocation of this coin. You can bring them on chain. We've made the whole process super easy and straightforward for you to do that and share that with your group of golfers so that they can participate and play in the Links ecosystem in a way that we're really, really excited about. We think folks are really going to enjoy. Then we have 22% for the core contributors to the project and 20% for LinksDAO, which will be reserved for other uses in the future. And both of those are locked for 6 months. There's a token lockup vest kind of schedule. Then we reserve 10% for market liquidity, which is a way to make sure the trading of these can function properly and that new Links holders can join the community by buying the token. So those are the mechanics of the coin. We'll of course answer more questions in chat, and we did on our announcements as well. You can find that recording in our Discord if you want to go in and pop in there. We have that up as well, but we've got a couple of days here before the claim goes live. There will be a claim period, so you don't need to rush to claim your tokens. You can take your time, be patient, confirm all of your official links across Discord, website, and Twitter to make sure that you're clicking on the right things. But you will not need to connect your wallet to claim your links. There will be a thing where you enter your wallet address. You can check your claim on Clubhouse as well, and then you can claim directly with the wallet that you have without connecting it to any website. So it should be very, very secure. Of course, your security and wallet security should come first and foremost. Be careful out there and don't risk your assets.
For sure. Yeah, I just want to tie the knot between a lot of what Mike was talking about and Cooper, what you just talked about is, we've really tried to strike a balance between rewarding our community that's been there from day one. I mean, the LinksDAO NFT has one of the smallest listing percentages on OpenSea of any other NFT project. Our NFT doesn't turn over very often, and that is a good thing because people are bought into the project and they support the project over now 3 years. But as Mike alluded to, it's also hard to add new people in sometimes. And so with that allocation percentage you described, it was really important to us. And I think I wanted to highlight the three ways. One is the largest proportion is going to existing LinksDAO NFT holders. The second thing is we also are making sure that we're finding a ton of other golfers on chain. I know, Cooper, you've been tweeting now for about a week, like which communities have the best golfers, and Doodles and Bored Ape and Penguins have all engaged and retweeted and commented. And so there's a ton of golf activity out there. We want to find every golfer with a wallet, and we want every golfer to have a wallet, right? And so the second part, though, is that we also, to your point, wanted to really make sure that our existing holders also could bring in their friends, right? And so that I'm really excited. I know Chris and I will talk a little bit about it in the next section, exactly how it works, but I am really excited about that foursome component, because we're not just going off and just rewarding other communities to bring them in. We're being very intentional about our members being the stewards for the growth of our community and being able to invite their friends. So I'm super excited about that.
Exactly. And then just to add to what Cooper said about, ease of use. So the reason, one of the additional reasons we chose Base is that we expect, just like with our original NFT sale, that we're going to have a significant number of sort of beginners to crypto, right? You're actually going to have, we think, a demographic that, previously hasn't owned liquid coins on chain. Maybe they've used an exchange. And so what we find particularly appealing about Base is, one, it's armed with, it's an Ethereum virtual machine, EVM layer 2. So it's compatible with the Ethereum wallets that people hold their current NFTs with. So we've made that process dead simple. But in addition, Coinbase, at least in America, and increasingly in some other countries, is one of the best ways for folks to onboard. And they didn't pay me. This isn't a paid promo, I promise. But it's just one of the ways that 100 million people plus have Coinbase accounts. There's a Coinbase on-chain wallet that you can easily create. And so we're really, really excited to be using the chain that so many normal people, normies, who may not be in the crypto trenches, can basically kind of access this coin, access this community through the channels that they already use. So we think that's really, really important. And the Base team has been really great to us in terms of hey, how can we make this simple? How can we make this straightforward? How can we support you? So knowing that we want to build for the long term, that is a long-term project, it's a really great place for us to introduce this product and grow the community.
Great. Well, let's shift in here to kind of even going into more detail. So we're sort of keep digging ourselves deeper and deeper into the specificity here. We're going to talk about some of the resources and tools and next steps that people should be thinking about upon listening to this video. So Chris, let's start with you. We talked about the allocation. So Cooper walked us through what percentages different people will be able to receive. That's all going to be published also on linksdao.io/coin. So that stuff is going to be on our Twitter and our Discord. Go check that out if you want a visual of it. But will you walk us through more about, there are some really interesting ways that as an NFT holder, a current LinksDAO NFT holder, you can earn even more tokens than just your base allocation. Can you explain how that works?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, this is talking, as you said, for the portion that's going to our existing community, right? How are we thinking about that? And we wanted to set aside the largest portion for our community, but also within that, we also want to reward the folks that have been, the most engaged, the most, bringing the most to the project over the past, now it's been over 3 years since we minted the original NFTs, right? So within that, that portion of, or the allocation of tokens, or allocation of coins, folks will get what we've called power-ups, but you'll get bonuses based on other things that you've done for being an OG holder, for someone who's been there, from essentially the beginning, since when we launched the NFT, for having voted on proposals, for having a champion, which is our PSP NFT project that we have in parallel, for having a Clubhouse account, so actually having logged in, created an account through our, member portal that we call Clubhouse at clubhouse.links.golf, that, where you get access to, benefits and courses and can engage with the community even further and so on. For having a member role in Discord and for being a Spade A member, right? For all of these things that kind of represent, being even more engaged in the LinksDAO ecosystem, the Links Golf ecosystem. Folks that have done those things will be, kind of rewarded with even a greater claim for Links coins. And I should mention, I didn't even mention this up top, but also, global NFT holders will be able to claim more than leisure NFT holders, and at that 4-to-1 ratio, which is the same ratio that they were minted at, and that that we use for our votes when we put things to a vote on Snapshot for the various things that we're doing in the community. So, that was a long list of things, and you can actually see all of this in the claim estimator in Clubhouse if you want to go see what you're eligible for. But ultimately, it boils down to, for the folks that have been the most engaged in the community, how can we reward them even more? And it's also worth saying that, many of those things on that list you can still do, right? We haven't kind of gotten to the claim date yet, so people are still able to become a State A member, to make sure you have the member role on the Discord and you verified your membership, to create a Clubhouse account if you haven't already, getting a Champions NFT and so on. So, there's still actions you can take. And I think, you can see that very clearly on the claim estimator. I'm sure we'll, be hammering this home with folks as we answer questions and, in the Discord and everything else. But, that's basically what we wanted to accomplish and make sure that folks were rewarded for. And there's still an ability to, to affect that for folks as well in some regard.
Yeah, for sure. So I can talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts of what's going to happen in Clubhouse. So Clubhouse is our digital product, right? It's our, every golf course has a Clubhouse. Our club has a Clubhouse. It's on the internet. You will log in. You have to have a leisure or a global NFT account to be able to access the claim estimator. So what has gone live by published date of this podcast, you can go in, really easy to find. Once you go into Clubhouse, it's a link in the nav bar. It's also on the homepage. Click into that to what we're calling the claim estimator. The claim estimator is automatically going to detect the wallet that you're logged in, which is the one that you have what we assume is your primary global or leisure membership. Obviously, people have other NFTs and other wallets, but I'm going to focus on kind of this first. And it'll automatically calculate an estimate, line item by line item, of what you can expect to receive on claim day in the future. It will not be 100% exactly the way that it will be, and I'll explain why in a second. But it is going to give you a good sense of two things. One, sort of the order of magnitude of how many coins you'll receive, but also equally importantly, just to check and make sure that if there's anything that you have done that it's not showing, we can help you. But also that, as Chris mentioned, there's other things that you can do to be able to power up more coins before we take the final snapshot, which will be announced in the future. So it's a really cool tool. Again, you go in, it's easier to see how it works, but it's going to show you everything that you're eligible for, the stuff you haven't done, and you'll be able to directly take action on those things. If you have other wallets that also have the NFT, but they're not your sort of primary one, you don't have to move those. You can just copy and paste that wallet address to see what that claim is. There's no advantage of moving tokens around to try to get some like hacky way of getting more coins. The math will work out the same way. So on claim day, if you do have multiple wallets, you'll be able to go into Magna, which we'll talk about in a second, paste those in, and also receive the claims for any of the NFTs you hold. The claim estimator is really just there to make sure that you can check the power-ups. As far as what you should be doing between now and the claim date, one is be in Discord and follow us on Twitter, not because we necessarily need more followers, but because we want you to receive the information, which we'll send in multiple ways because we want to make sure you have it. And that will include announcements of when the snapshot has been taken. That will include upcoming claim date announcements when you can actually go in and execute the transaction to claim your coins. And also just making sure that you have your wallet situation ready. I know Cooper and I are going to record a bunch of resources to make sure that if you haven't interacted with these things before, we're going to help you. There'll be videos, there'll be walkthroughs. We're going to make sure, just like we did with the original NFT Mint, that if you struggle engaging with any of this stuff, we're going to make that super easy for you. The other thing that you would want to do ahead of time, and again, we'll walk you through this, but I'm going to use MetaMask as an example. I'm looking at my MetaMask now. I have an Ethereum account in that MetaMask. You are going to need to have a base account in that MetaMask. It's as simple as just going in and adding another network. And you are going to need to have base Ethereum in that wallet to be able to pay the gas to execute the transaction to claim your coin. So again, that's something you're probably going to want to do ahead of time. There is going to be a claim window. So it's not like it's only one day and you have to rush or it sells out. Your allocation is yours for as long as that claim window is open. It's going to be many days, not hours. So you'll have more than enough time, and we're going to be there in Discord and Intercom to help you. But it might be a good idea just to get that stuff ready. Definitely check the claim in Clubhouse. That also then includes the referral program that we talked about. So you can go into the foursome. It's all linked directly in the claim estimator as well as on the homepage. And then you can add in net new Ethereum wallet addresses. And we have instructions on exactly what that means on the page, and an email to then be able to add those people to the referral list. They'll then get a part of that allocation. Now, they need to be net new wallets, so they can't be existing NFT holders, and they can't be someone already added by somebody else. So you'll go out and you'll find your friends. You'll ask for a wallet address. If they don't have a wallet, set one up for them. Obviously, they should own the keys for that, but help them set up a wallet, and you'll be able to add them to the referral, and they'll get some coins to be able to participate and help grow the community. Another thing then is just, make sure that you have, again, notifications turned on, you're ready to go, and you're being, as Cooper said earlier, very, very safe. As far as the timeline, we haven't announced the actual claim date yet, and we won't until, let's say, a couple days from now, but it's not happening right now. Don't worry. We will announce it. There'll be an official page. It'll all be linked on our official page, but we will announce that claim date in the future. So please be on the lookout there. A couple other just kind of questions around, we mentioned this earlier, but in the allocation percentages, the investors and core contributors will have lockups. So they will, and this will be something that you'll be able to see. They will not be able to sell the tokens right away. The coins right away. Those coins will be locked up for a period of time, and then there'll be a vesting schedule after that. So they're not going to be able to dump it on everyone right at once. And then lastly, just a couple other things.
Yeah, not only are they not going to be able to, but they don't plan to.
Of course.
Look,
yeah,
we're for the contributors and team members, and I also invested out of Six Man Ventures, and we're all in this for the long run. You guys, three of you, have been working full time on this project for more than 3 years, and so I view this, and I know you guys do, as this is a big central part of your career and your life's work, and it's for me. It's like literally marrying my professional life with my passion and personal life. One of my greatest passions. So I think we're all in this for the long run. Both from the utility perspective and the golf perspective, and from the community and coin perspective.
For sure. Thank you for putting a finer point on that.
It was we're not going to dump the day we made. It was.
I just mean that people can't, even if they wanted to, but I agree that no one wants to 100%. I want to make that very clear. I just want to make sure there's built-in ways to ensure that it doesn't happen. Cool. So any other things?
Do you know what? Can I interrupt you? One funny thing is, Dave Portnoy held a spaces yesterday about a meme coin that he had invested in, and basically said to all listeners, I think there were literally 80,000 listeners to his spaces, that he had verbally locked his tokens. We're doing more than just verbally locking our tokens.
Yeah, verbally locking tokens isn't a thing. This is all, and I will, in this respect, I will say that we're using a platform called Magna, which is super secure. It's something that many coin launches have been done on, and it is. We took huge efforts to make sure that we were partnering with a platform that we really trusted and we felt was, security audits on point. Obviously, never had a breach. These are all things that are super important for us. So we're using Magna both because we really trust the platform, but also because it allows us to organize all of this stuff and to make the process go really smoothly, including things like investor, lockups and everything else. Cool. Well, any other things that I missed? Any other questions that y'all have, what people should be doing now, what people should be expecting before we wrap up here?
Yeah, I would just say that, like we talked about, this is just the beginning of this phase of LinksDAO and the Links community. So basically claim day, the first day claim day is sort of day one of this next phase of the project, and it will be community driven. Um, you know, the perfect example of this would be, for example, Doge, which launched, I believe, 2014, 2015, still going strong more than a decade later. And the guys who created it did it as sort of a lark, and basically didn't stay involved in the project at all post launch. And it's literally taken on just a world and its life of its own. What's so cool about this is, basically being able to now expand this out. There's so many, like the token denomination is low enough that you can literally involve like the entirety of the world in this project. So sort of the sky's the limit, and we're excited. I know I'm super excited to see where people take this community and what they do, and how the coin plays a part in that.
100%. Anything else before we wrap up? It's been great. Like I'm equally as excited as we had. We recorded the one on the Hillcrest, and it's been so fun to just in this format really like sit down and dig in. So anything else that y'all want to add before we wrap up?
Keep an eye out for the U.S. golf course, the Hillcrest RFC, and get your votes ready for all of that. That's all happening at the same time. I know it's a lot going on. It's really exciting, but U.S. golf course coin, it's time. Lock in. If you have any questions, pop in Discord, join the chatter.
Yep. And if you have ideas as to how we can integrate the coin into the community, bring your ideas. We're going to be there 24/7, 365.
Bring your memes too. Make more memes.
Saying your finest.
Meme army.
That's right.
Great. Well, that does it for today's episode. Thank you, listeners, viewers, for taking the time to watch. As always, share your feedback on the format, good or bad ideas, compliments or insults, whatever you got, let us know. We just want to make this for you. It's something that we hope that you enjoy listening, and we hope that you get a lot out of. And so please do let us know in Discord or the YouTube comments. Cooper, Mike, Chris, thanks for taking the time today to record. Really enjoyed the conversation, and I am stoked, super excited for what's coming next. We got a really exciting weeks, months, years ahead of us. So thanks for taking the time today to walk us through it.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cool. Wonderful. See you, everybody.